afternoon. It's Saturday, July the 11th, 2020. I hope you're all doing well and having a good day. Today, I just want to briefly discuss or talk about what it is like for me being an empath. And this is a subject that I don't really talk about much in depth until now. I'm trying to be more transparent with myself, and hence the reason why I'm recording this podcast / video. So I will try to explain what it means to be an empath, and also my experience being this way and the effects that arise from this. I've heard some say that the environments in which they grew up in caused them to develop this way of being. However, upon many years of reflective criticisms cast upon myself by myself, I am now stronger in a much needed capacity to share my truths on this matter. And my truth declares that this is how my being was from the start. I was already in holding of the template of my persona and possible destiny from the beginning, i.e. birth. I will not go into detail about the fond memories which led me on an open-eyed journey throughout childhood, as I do not want to bring any form of religion into play. As some may not identify with this, not to mention the fact that these youth-lived experiences are held very tight to my being and construction of self. At this point, I must state and let you know that I feel as though I portray myself with words almost in an abstractual, metaphoric manner. So forgive me if much of what I write, or should I say, may sound like gibberish to some, if not majority. Being an empath affects me both physically and internally, i.e. mentally, by which I mean psychologically, and also to my deepest core, which for the purposes of this video, I will call my emotional resonance system. The effects physically. I feel energy that's not mine, and I know this because I know how I feel. I'm very in tune with myself, and if I feel different, then logically, I would interpret this or think about why. However, this is not the case when I am feeling someone else's energy. I can feel the difference as we all vibrate and expand energetically in different patterns. These patterns are identified via my emotional resonance system, and my brain, which is connected to this, verifies this by way of thought, that the energy isn't mine. I can only describe said feeling in a metaphorical sense. Let's use an aerial as an example. An aerial is an instrument used to connect to a frequency from which, if done correctly, will pick up a signal if near enough, and then convert such signal or frequency to then create a sound or to formulate a picture with or without sounds. Now let's go back. I feel or pick up on the frequency, signal or energy, whatever you would want to call it, of others. Then my brain converts this energy and provides me with some form of information upon this signal I have picked up on, by way of pictures which may appear in my mind's vision board or mind's eye. The energy is also converted to give me an explanation of what this energy may be representing. Just like feeling hot or cold, yin or yang, I can perceive via how the energy makes my biological structure feel, i.e. my body, and therefore can conclude whether I like the feel of the energy or whether I don't. This will help me recognize and acknowledge who I want to communicate with or be around. Some people, and I myself, experience difficulty in breathing. When my chest feels tight and it feels as though there is almost no air to breathe. I can also experience a sort of raised alertness, where you just feel as though you need to end the conversation with that person or leave that person immediately. You won't have a logical reason for this, or you may do. However, I myself would equate this as meaning that you have opposing energies based on the aspects of your personas, and also just the root of each individual clashes in vibration and energy. Sometimes you may just feel a slight imbalance within your own energy, which would be the signal of another's energy interfering with your own. In any case, the physical symptoms can range from nausea, headaches while in communication or directly after communication, feelings of anxiety which do not feel of your own and doesn't fit the context in which you are currently in your emotions. I am myself very self-aware, and so I'm able to distinguish the difference and drastic ways in which I feel energy. Okay, so where was I? Sorry, bear with me. I'm just looking through my notes. Can only describe. Okay, so different types of energy. So from my experience, some people may have a really strong, intense energy that just doesn't sit right with, I can only talk for me, but with you, if it's, if you feel as though you're an empath. And this type of energy, I feel very anxious. I just feel like I need to get away from this person. The way that the energy makes me feel like I just need to get away from them. And then from that, that will be registered within my emotional body, my biological body, emotional membrane, and my mind. And I will then make a logical decision that, based on the way this person's energy makes me feel, I don't want to be around them. So I'll choose not to be around them. In fear, not really in fear, I just don't like the way the energy makes me feel. So I'd rather not be around it. This type of energy can tarnish your energetic aura, in which you embody. It's very important. Some energy types may cause slight discomfort. When I talk about energy types, I'm talking in regards to people. May cause slight discomfort. You may feel slightly nervous around this person. Obviously, this could be based on the relationship that you have with this person. For example, if you're going to a interview for a job, this is natural. This is the natural's bodily chemical reaction. You feel nervous, you're anxious. Is something that you're going to present yourself to someone, and a lot of people do feel nervous. So I'm not talking about in that way. I'm just talking about you are communicating with a person on a one-to-one normal informal level, and you are filled with these, you feel jittery, or you may just keep forgetting what you want to say, or you may not feel like your mind is working as it would normally. For myself, I may be trying to think deeply, and for the life of me, I can't do it. And and it's always when I'm around this person. So some energies can be like that, and even if you do have things in common with them, in general, i.e. you like to study the same things, you like to talk about the same things, you live in the same demographical area, there's things that you can get along. However, the energy provides you with a different sort of information about your energetic engagement with that person, that you then have to, take heed of. Well, for myself, I'm learning to, and I'm hoping that as time goes by, the results of me having the trust of myself and my uniqueness as an individual, will it enable me to grow and complete life feeling fulfilled from within. So, and then you have people that just have a neutral energy or a nice energy, that where you don't feel like your actual aura or your energetic body is being infringed by another. So these kind of people I may not associate with, based on the fact that we just don't have anything in common. But these type of people, which I won't say that. These type of people, I wouldn't mind being in their presence, because they don't infringe me on a level that is spiritual to me and energetic, which I feel. So with all of the above, I'll just bring this to a close now with something that I've written. I think I've said everything I want to say today. With all of the above, you can imagine that you can pick up on actual energy / vibes from another. Some people may refer to this as vibes, how deep you dig into those vibes, to me, depends on how in touch you are with yourself and with how your mind operates in regards to energy and just people and reading people. That's another aspect of being an empath, which I will talk about in another video. Is the main aspect. We live in a society, we live with other people, and we live in a world where you interact with people on a daily basis, and it's just so beautiful that if without the word empath, just as a person, that I feel as though I am able to talk to someone and just gauge how they're feeling, gauge even if they're smiling, gauge if there's some form of sorrow within them, gauge sometimes by their words and how they use their words mixed with their body language. It's just something that comes, and it just comes naturally, and I'm able, and as empath, you'll be able to pinpoint that person's emotional state or thought state or thought processes. And we often use that as a ruler of how we interact with others, which as a counselor I feel is great. Okay, so with all of the above, you can imagine that you pick up on on someone's actual energy or vibes, which may allow you to get a sense of them, sometimes a sense of them that they may not wish for you to know or to share with you. So it's very hard as a empath to get confirmation from another, because a lot of the times the deep feelings and observations that we pick up on, and energy that we pick up on, if you then ask that person about it, the person that you ask may not, or most of the time will not want to just tell you, yes, that's what I was thinking. Yes, sometimes it happens, but that's not how it goes, And it's not something that you can just go around using as a superpower and just believe in everything that comes up within you. No, you have to get to know your body. You have to decipher the thoughts and feelings. You have to go through stuff. So I myself, I'm on a process of clearing all that negative emotion within myself. I have very low self-confidence and low self-esteem, and I have issues from childhood that I have chosen to park up, because I have chosen not to deal with them with the other parties involved. I have chosen to sort of accept them. However, every so often they bubble up and they may interfere with some decision making skills that I have. But yeah, I'll continue. So I myself have been trying to not be this way since my whole life. I remember my ex-friend used to call me a level 9 mutant in school, and I just didn't like it. Like, we ain't moving cans with our eyes and stuff, but I don't know, maybe things are just said in this world, and it's just said, and she probably didn't mean it in a way that I took it, or my emotional body took it, So feeling different has left me hiding for so long. And even now, speaking about this, I'm still kind of hiding, because nobody knows who I truly am. My surname is not involved on my YouTube page. Neither is my picture yet. I'm done. So I wish I I wish to end this now. I'm reading from my little script, my little note taking that I done yesterday, just to come with something else, another aspect of myself alongside my diaries. So if I am crazy, then I am truly a great and understanding, extraordinarily smart kind of crazy. And in brackets, that makes me feel very uncomfortable to say, because I just don't like it. But I'll continue. And if all else fails, I may deny I ever spoke of this. Have a good day. Much love, Annie.